What's up, guys? Welcome to another edition of Real Estate Podcast, episode 277. I'm here with Griffin.
I'm here with Trav.
And we're working up to Wiggle with Adam.
This week we watched Elvis. I want to give y'all a little trivia.
All right.
Wait for the music to end. Kind of funny that it falls on episode of 277. Elvis died in 1977.
I mean, fate, dude.
He actually died this month. It's like exactly 45 years ago.
Wow.
On the 16th. It's weird that it all falls. Totally didn't plan that.
For people listening, Adam is our resident Elvis enthusiast and historian.
I got a
Elvis. I don't say that in jest. Like, we got a pretty good source on deck right now.
Oh, there's plot holes.
Oh, I'm sure. That's what I was most looking forward to here is like, what was exaggerated? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
well, what they would call
them reins,
cinematic liberties
were
taken. Elvis didn't meet Colonel Tom when he was working in the circus. Colonel Tom had already upgraded to road manager. Now, he was the road manager of Hank Snow.
Yeah.
And that's how they met, because Elvis liked Hank Snow. And first time he heard him, he was like, that's got to be a black dude, right? So that's all real, but there was never no Ferris wheel scene.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't go in the house of mirrors. Are you ready to fly, my boy? You know, that didn't happen.
I just slippy opened the door.
Yeah. So that was something. But you see why they changed it. They wanted to show you the snowman, like, because it's really, it kind of wasn't like it was an Elvis movie, but it was kind of about Colonel Tom Parker, right? I mean,
absolutely.
Kind of followed him.
I don't know of many films where Tom Hanks plays a piece of shit. And he nailed it in this one.
Yeah. Almost too good.
I mean, almost like he's lived it or something. I don't know. But anyway. So does anybody know like his background?
Adam?
Like Colonel Tom?
Yeah.
Oh, he did work in circuses.
Well, I mean, like, you know, because they said that, you know, there's a Tom Parker from Virginia, fucking.
Oh, this guy's not from here.
Yeah. But is anybody like looked into his real, like, when did he come to the United States? What did his, you know, all that kind of stuff?
I don't know too much on that.
Okay.
I don't even know if it's out there, because I think that was one of the things. Like, you know, they would have mentioned it more in the movie maybe at some point.
Yeah.
The guy lived 20 years after Elvis. He died in 1997. I think it's shed it in the thing, but
yeah.
You know, lost court cases. They finally got the rights back. 50%, dude. God damn.
That's crazy.
But there was still some secrecy around him.
So was Elvis the first like entertainer to ever be marketed in such a way?
Yes.
I mean, it's like, you know, it's
this
like what Star Wars did for movies. Yeah. I
mean, really?
That scene where he's like, I hate Elvis, and he's like, well, they're gonna hate you regardless. Might as well make some money off of them.
Makes sense.
You know,
like, and I remember, dude, when you're a kid, like all the Elvis stuff.
Yeah.
God damn, Elvis blankets, Elvis everywhere.
Ceramic plates.
You name it, dude. Cups.
Yeah, like there'd always be that one person that everybody knew that had that Elvis shadow box on their wall.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy, man.
I reserve the rights to sell the merchandise.
Yeah. Well, and this is what's crazy though, man. Like, why is it that like most of these genius businessmen, because, you know, I had to read up on some businessmen not too long ago. Absolute fucking geniuses, savages, pieces of shit though. Man, you know what I mean?
That's how you get rich, dude.
Yeah, but goddamn, dude.
You got to be willing to fuck somebody over.
Yeah,
you know, to make a lot of money.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy, man. And he did. Like, Elvis got fucked over by everybody. Like, and he kind of fucked himself over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With his crew and everything. But I mean, but damn.
Dude, when he was going broke. Like, it's all real when he died, like, he was going broke.
Yeah.
Like, they were saying all this negative shit about him in the
Right.
press, like, and then he dies. Press does a 180 and they're like, he was a legend. Oh, Elvis is so sad he's gone. It's like, man, you were hating on him
Yeah.
fucking 3 weeks ago.
So crazy, man.
Well, I mean, he's the cautionary tale of what not to do with your career in some regards.
Yeah.
I mean, there wasn't really a template laid. Like now, hey, that guy that comes up and is like, hey, I know how to get
Yeah.
this on the fast track. Like most people nowadays are like, yeah, you're
There's
full
no
of shit.
50-50 deals going down like that anymore.
No,
No.
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 Now it's definitely more compartmentalized because even now in the current time, like musicians, once you reach a certain level, yeah, you're making money, but the profession of music itself is still not a very like the money's not just gonna fall from the sky for you. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And when you have someone of Elvis's fame coming along at the time that he did, it's it was a completely it was uncharted territory
Yeah.
just because of the level of taboo that he broke just by just fucking gyrating his hips.
Yeah. I
Well, like
mean, what were the
none of the shows would cover any of the black artists.
Yeah.
They were never going to be on TV around that
Yeah.
time. And they were
Right.
like, "Oh, white boy, come on!" And he got up there and they
Yeah.
were like, "Oh God, you can't dance like that. That's a
So
sin."
said I can't sing if I can't dance, you
Yeah,
know?
fuck man,
So like, they were trying to get him for, like, what was it?
segregation
Racial
laws, some kind of
Yeah,
like
segregation laws. It was like, dude, what the fuck, man?
yeah,
That's fucking insane,
dude.
man.
There were several like a lot of people for years they call Elvis a racist.
Yeah.
They say he stole. I mean, you saw him; he was out there hanging out on Bill Street, dude. He's down there. Yeah, that was that's the lifestyle he chose.
Yeah.
Was
And that's
like
what
anybody that grew up in it, like
Yeah.
product of his environment.
Yeah.
There was a concert that he played somewhere where they were like, "No black people are allowed to come in the show," and he was like, "Well, I'm not gonna play it then.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. I just won't play." So they let it happen
I mean,
because he wasn't gonna
that
play
yeah. And that was one thing that I was wanting to ask too, because, like, he kinda a lot of people assume that about him,
because
and
he's
then
from
you
the
also
South.
Yeah, and you hear a lot of people, "Well, oh, Elvis stole black man music and,
Yeah,
like, made it popular, made all this money off of it," and then, like, no, like, he
he
was
kind of opened the door for it, like to
yeah, and he was embraced by that community. Like, he
yeah.
was like, I mean, of course, it probably wasn't really like that, but, like, he was the only white dude hanging out with everybody.
There is a photo of him and BB King in that window.
Really?
Yes,
That's so cool, man. I love BB King.
yeah.
That's that's so crazy.
But he opened the door, dude.
Yeah,
There were a few others, Jerry Lee Lewis.
yeah,
I'd say Johnny Cash.
yeah,
I mean, kind of, let's break the mold here of this old like. You heard like when he was like he's playing after Hank Snow, and all those
yeah,
people are watching Hank Snow, and he's like, "Part of me," and it's like
yeah,
this is boring
yeah,
as fuck, dude.
yeah,
And Elvis come out and just kills it. Like,
yeah.
you gotta walk hard, dude.
Oh, man. Whenever they're like, "You better not wiggle a finger while you're up there," and he does the fucking pinky dude, I'm like, he's a
Yeah,
fucking rebel, you
yeah.
know?
Well, you could go on YouTube, dude. There's the footage of him singing to that dog. They really
Really?
made him do that. Well, they tried to rebrand him, just like
Yeah,
it said in the movie, like, man, we can't have this. Like, we're gonna have the and Colonel Tom was like, the new you, and he's like, oh
yeah.
man,
That
I
ain't
feel
me,
stupid,
man.
man.
You will be Elvis.
Yeah. So that like he went against it and then ended up having to go to the army.
Yeah,
I
which
mean,
is crazy.
there's when you're like, well, he was drafted. It's like, yeah, but he was the only born
Yeah.
son of the family, so he could have got out of that.
Yeah, exactly, right.
I mean, they shipped him off there. They were like, nah, we can't have it. And then when he came back, everything was different. It was like, oh, Beatles showed
Yeah.
up, you know?
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't get into that a little bit more. But
They
I
probably
mean,
didn't want to
yeah.
stoke that fire,
Yeah, right.
you know,
Yeah.
him shooting TVs with the Beatles on them.
Yeah, right. Could you imagine though?
Yeah,
Like, holy shit.
but
And
he
then
did.
like it shows him, he's like one of the guys like, take this, it'll wake you up. And he's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. And that's
Then they
early
see
on.
him fucking gyrating.
Yeah.
You always heard that he got
Um,
hooked on that in the army, but then they kind of did that before.
yeah. It's crazy. Like, and have that doctor that they had on
Dr.
staff.
Nick,
Yeah, dude.
he
He's
was an
like
honorary
fucking
member of the Memphis Mafia.
I can
Elvis went
imagine
through,
so.
they said like 6,500 pills a month.
It's
That
fucking
was him and his
crazy.
crew, you know, everybody.
Yeah.
But they show a pile of that, and you're like, God damn, a month?
Yeah.
How's
Yeah.
his liver not fucked up? Like,
Exactly. Right.
holy shit.
So fucking crazy, man. But he got fucked.
Yeah.
I mean, the level of editing and cinematography
Oh,
in
the
this
movie
movie
looked great.
Yeah.
to break away from the narrative for a second, just on a technical level, this movie was a roller coaster, man. Like there was just constant movement.
Yeah. I love what they did with it and how like the pacing was almost too much at certain point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when they got to the comeback special that they kind of slowed the pacing down just a little bit there.
Yeah.
And I was like, thank fucking God. Cause dude, it's just like bam, 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 like back to back shit going crazy,
Mm-hmm.
like him, when it showed him as a kid looking
Yeah.
through the blues player, and then he goes to the
Uh-huh.
tent revival, and how it kept cutting back and forth between, all that.
Yeah.
Like I was like, it's almost like a music
Um,
video, but it's like 2 hours long.
along with that, you know how they show him like getting ready to go on stage, the
Yeah,
hayride, and he's all looking through the steps and
yeah,
who is this shit? You know,
yeah.
preying on him. That's not real. You know, none of that
Oh,
happened. But it was a good way of showing like he's like, oh,
What was
yeah.
who's this
what would
guy?
what would you say is the most glaring plot hole out of it, as far as the overall story of Elvis? Because I mean, of course, you can't condense a man's life, much less Elvis Presley's life, down to 2.5 hours.
Yeah. Well, dude, his time in the military alone was 2 years,
Yeah,
and they made it. It was like 5 minutes of the movie.
yeah.
That's where he met his crew. He met his crew. Most of the
The
Memphis Mafia he met in the military.
shit.
We don't even see that.
Yeah,
You don't really. They did the thing where they were like, you know, the Memphis Mafia. His life was like a TV show, and then we have this montage of just that bus
yeah,
scene,
yeah. Right. Holy
like the
shit.
movies, dude.
Yeah,
They just kind of brush. There is a longer version of this movie. I'll gladly watch
yeah,
when it comes out. But the guy was trying to, you know, he kept the pace going.
yeah,
Um, like I said before, I'm a big fan of that Elvis. That's the way it is. Like a
yeah,
documentary they made about him getting ready to do the shows for the what. So it was cool because a lot of the footage at the International,
yeah.
like that was real footage. When it would show
Right.
audiences and stuff, they actually put in real.
That's fucking
Yeah, and
awesome.
then like when he's giving an interview after the thing,
Yeah,
that's the actual footage with just his face on it.
that's
They
fucking
just
crazy.
superimposed him on it. He
Yeah,
did most of the young singing, the 70s, because they had plenty of audio of that, like
right.
high quality audio, and he can't really sound like that. So, because you know his voice kind of changed, like he went from
I
Y
mean,
hound
and when
dog
you
to
think,
you're always on my mind.
yeah. Well, I mean, something I was thinking about is, this movie had to be like just the concept of an Elvis movie, like a legitimate one, just seems really hard as a filmmaker simply because one thing I noticed throughout the movie, and it's something I just failed to never really kind of think about or consider, I guess, was that you not only had Elvis's personal life playing out in his career, which is a good chunk of story in and of itself, but it's the fact that Elvis's career played out during so much American history.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
he's an
And
icon.
being able to balance that Elvis was going on during all of that, I felt like that was probably a hard juggling act to keep consistent.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree, man. I really wish that they would have like taken everybody, right? Director, writer, actor, everybody, and made like an 8-hour
Oh, yeah,
miniseries.
that would've been nice.
I would have watched every second of it and enjoyed the hell out of it, dude.
Yeah. They filmed
Because
all that in Australia, dude. They built a replica of Graceland.
that's so
That's not the
crazy.
real
Yeah.
not allowed to go upstairs in the original.
Dude,
Nobody is.
we sh we should do a real estate retreat to Graceland.
I would love to go there.
I'm fucking down, dude.
Yeah. I've been wanting to go for many years.
Let's fucking make a day
I actually
trip around the
promised,
Chrome.
a thing one time I was gonna help my uncle move with my grandfather, and he
Yeah.
was living in Memphis, and I was like, "I'll go and be a fucking pack mule."
Yeah.
Dude, we were gonna have to load his apartment into a U-Haul, and then I was gonna have to drive his FJ from Memphis to Montgomery
God
and then
damn.
unload
That's like
everything and go home. Yeah, it's a
it's
long
like
drive.
12 hours,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was like, "I'll go, but I wanna go to Graceland.
Yeah.
While I'm there, I wanna go over to see it. I wanna stand in the king's house."
Yeah.
That's the closest thing we got to royalty
Yeah,
here in
for real,
America, you know what I'm
right?
saying?
Yeah.
He never played a show outside the US.
That's
That's
insane to
crazy,
me.
right?
Yeah.
That first, the Live in Hawaii,
Yeah.
1.5 billion people. That was the first time they ever did that. They've never had those numbers since then. Like, a
That's
lot of firsts. You gotta thank, Colonel Tom for a lot of it, but,
yeah.
I mean, he was just trying to make money,
Yeah.
like all
And
those
stay in the
shitty
country.
movies.
Yeah.
Elvis turned down a role in, it's a musical. Oh, it's the one, they're doing a remake.
A Star's Born?
No,
No.
oh, shit. Steven Spielberg did the remake, and they were like, "We're not gonna have subtitles."
Oh, West Side Story.
He was offered a role in West Side Story, and Colonel Tom made him turn it down because he was like, "We want movies that only you're the star. You don't wanna be in the movies with other stars."
Yeah, but
So
I mean,
stupid.
that's a classic.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Just cash grabs.
Yeah.
And they pumped out like 19 or 20 of them.
Yeah.
None of them are very good,
No.
really. But, that's what happens. His, uh his autopsy results will be released 5 years from now.
Yeah.
They were put on a 50-year hold. A lot of people think that Elvis had a heart attack on the shitter,
Yeah.
but he overdosed,
Yeah.
and that's why it'll come out in 5 years.
Yeah.
But they were like, "Let's put a 50-year hold on it because 50 years from now, this is why Vern did this. No one's gonna care about Elvis 50 years from now." Wow.
I mean, yeah.
He made more money since he's been dead than when he was alive.
Yeah, right.
Crazy how that works.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to see that when they finally release it.
They ain't no telling what was in this
Well,
motherfucker's
when they
system, but
found him, he would take these, shots for, like, pain and morphine. It was pretty much morphine, but it was in a needle.
yeah.
Whenever, they found him unconscious, he had, 4 of them stuck in his leg and all shot in at the same time.
Damn. He didn't wanna feel shit.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, from here to Graceland, about 4.5 hours.
Yeah, it ain't that bad.
So, I mean, I'm down, you know?
Yeah. You can even, see Sun Records,
Yeah. Oh, that'd be awesome.
um, during the daytime, maybe, but
Yeah. Yeah.
it gets real dark over there. at night. They don't have a lot of street lights, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
The shady
When the
part of
sun
town, but
when the sun goes down, it gets dark fast.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, they have the museum there, like his airplanes, clothes. You know, you get to go in the jungle room where he recorded his last album, Moody Blue.
Wow. Yeah.
I've always wanted to go there, and a lot of people they're like, it's small. Like when you go inside, you're like, wow, it's not that big,
Yeah.
and it's real tacky. You know
I mean,
the leopard print, the pink, the red
yeah.
carpet. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he was a gangster. Let's just
Yeah, it
be
is.
honest. He had swag. That
Oh, he
Elvis
has
swag.
swag.
He come out with that pink suit on,
Yeah,
pink and black, dude.
with makeup on.
Yeah.
Get a haircut, fairy.
Yeah.
He's like,
Sh
hit him with it.
Yeah. She's experiencing something that she doesn't know that she It's like, "Whoa." This
Yeah.
chick's straight having an
Are they
orgasm
throwing
right
their
now.
undergarments on stage?
Yeah. So
You
they
know, they
are.
are. He's like, he can't. He's not allowed to do one of my songs like that because I don't want anybody throwing their underwear. He's like, I don't think you got to worry about that.
Yeah. And it
I
sounds
will
like
be
the
in my room tonight in prayer.
Yeah.
You go pray, buddy.
Yeah. And prayer.
When he said, um, you're my only girl. The relationship with him and his mom was kind of weird, but you're my only
Yeah.
girl. Nothing could ever come between us. And he fucking throws that thing on that thing. You want to bet? He's like
Yeah.
gambling.
Damn. Yeah, dude. It's like, "It's time to pay your fucking dues, bitch." That firing scene, though.
Oh yeah,
Holy shit, dude. "You're fired." He went off. That's how I wanna quit my job, you
yeah.
know?
Rip your tongue out your mouth. He even
Yeah.
said that little line. There's a recording of that. Him saying that on stage. He's a goddamn liar. I'll rip your tongue out your mouth. But he's not talking about him. The press was saying he was strung out.
Yeah.
Anybody that that's the way it is on HBO Max, and it's the special edition. It's really good. Shows like all the rehearsal footage
Yeah.
of them getting ready for the show, and then that first show you see there, that's the show that they're preparing for, and then they do it in full. He took a lot of stuff from it, man. The kid did his research, like when he's like, "Sorry, I couldn't make it up there, man." It's all of that's in that video. Like,
Really?
yeah, him going down there kissing everybody, and he was like, he points
Yeah.
at a guy, and he's like, "Sorry, I couldn't make it up there, man." You know, he would
Yeah.
joke on stage a lot. Like, there's a part in there's probably more footage of that. It was real cool how they show like him doing all the different shows, and when he had his arms spread out, the suits changed colors.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought that was real cool. Like, dude, there's no telling how many times they shot that performance
Yeah,
just to
right.
get that little shot out of it. But that special's really good. I mean, it recorded everything. Real funny
Um
whenever he's like, "Don't let the cameras throw you off, and don't throw the cameras." He's like, I was joking. Don't because they were
And
filming. We're filming here tonight. Don't let the cameras throw you. Don't throw the cameras. He always had his little,
his little quips, little
yeah.
Elvis quips. We need to get an Elvis soundboard going, dude.
You
I
straight
may or
dad
may not
joking,
have one.
man.
He'd say
Nah, it
shit like,
was
"We have a special request tonight, but we're gonna play anyway."
fucking knocking it out of the park,
Yeah.
dude.
Oh, and everybody laughed.
Oh, I'm
It's funny that
sure.
anytime he would tell a joke, even if it's a bad joke, all of his boys with him would be like, "Ah, ah," just
Yeah, it's
he's
like
paying
easy.
us laugh.
Yeah, easy,
Hmm.
you know? But yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of it, man. It made me wanna read up, you know what I mean? Do a little investigation.
Yeah, man, I've watched them all. Every movie we talked about before, the John Carpenter one,
Yeah,
which is 3 hours.
I
Both
mean,
Elvis meets Nick's. I actually watched the other. I went and revisited that other. I enjoyed that Elvis meets Nixon movie so much because it was kind of funny and stuff that when I watched the second one, I was like, ah. But I
Yeah,
went back and
just not
watched it recently, and it was like, "Oh, it's good." Oh, Michael Shannon did a pretty good Elvis, but it was just kinda serious
right.
versus being funny like the other one, but he really did meet Nixon and tried to walk in there with a bunch of guns
It's
and
so
got arrested because
crazy.
he got on an airplane with firearms,
It's
and he was
like,
like,
well,
"It's alright, man." He's like, "How many guns do you have?" He's like, "3." It's like, you can't get on an airplane with those." "Sure I can."
yeah, watch me.
They even cover that when he was getting ready to go on stage, he's got his little gun on his foot.
Yeah.
But you got Colonel Tom dude was even sending, like, people to attack him,
Yeah, and
to
sending him
scare
death
him.
threats. Yeah.
That
It's
was
like,
all
come on.
him. Wasn't nobody threatening him. I give it a star.
Yeah, I'm giving it a star too, man. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
He did a good job.
Yeah,
Yeah,
loved it.
it's up there with all the other great biopics, man.
I mean, if I had to like rate this on the recent biopics, like I'm putting this up there with Rocket Man. And I still put Rocket Man higher
Yeah,
than fucking Freddie Mercury.
yeah,
I don't know why. It's just like I enjoyed the Queen movie for what it was,
yeah.
but I don't know,
They
man.
didn't cover enough. It just missed out on so
No.
much.
Yeah.
Well, one could argue that Rocket Man was more of like an artistic representation of
Yeah,
Elton John's life.
Yeah.
As I mean, and they
kinda
kind
like
of did a
this one.
little bit of it with this,
Yeah,
but this leaned more towards the Queen movie in terms of like capturing actual like concerts that he did, like very iconic concerts,
Yeah.
you know, and it's like the movie was split down the middle with it, I guess, like which route to really go. Because some of the artistic parts were like, it cut to Colonel in the big casino while he's old as shit talking about things and whatnot. Like that was
Yeah.
really cool, and
yeah,
the way they edited in and out, and you know, like I said earlier, man, this movie's editing is just like a roller coaster. It
Yeah.
amplified the pacing. It made I don't know, maybe it was a way of representing just how
fast it was,
overwhel
just
well,
yeah,
just how overwhelming Elvis's life had to really been.
Yeah. I mean, he's what, 42 when he
yeah,
died? I mean, look at what all this motherfucker accomplished in 42 years. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Really since his
And
20s, because that's when he got famous.
Yeah.
and like
Early
and
20s, so about 20 years,
and
25.
imagine how it had to be. I mean, I'm sure there is it's a feeling that only a few stars in the world have ever been able to have and be able to wield and control an audience that big. But you when you think about Elvis's catalog, where he had the edgier songs, then he had the gospel and all of that. But just the fact that really, no matter what he was playing to an audience of people who just their brains just shit the bed the minute he opens his mouth.
Yeah.
Like they just become this mindless horde. And
Yeah.
like the reality is that's not an exaggeration for the film's sake. You go pull up
Oh, yeah.
any iconic singer, band, you name it, and the audience is just they're not human.
Michael Jackson, the
Yeah. The
A-
Beatles,
Beatles.
like
and it makes you wonder if these artists truly had a problem from time to time where it's that case of they're trying to say something with the songs they're singing, but it's like singing to a wall.
yeah.
Like they're not taking in what Elvis is singing. They're like, no, I see your bulge. Oh God.
Yeah. And speaking of that, when are they gonna drop a Beatles fucking biopic? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm thinking we're getting pretty close to surely that's in the works somewhere.
I mean, you gotta think so, right?
I would imagine a lot of people don't even want to touch that. Not because it's a bad idea, but because it's so like, if you think about the level of scrutiny some of these biopics would undergo from, like, the hardcore audience and the people that do, the legitimate fan base of these icons, and then you think about the Beatles juggling that many different personalities and how famous each of them went on to be in their own right, regardless
Yeah.
of whether McCartney, Lennon were they were the ones that drew made the heads turn, but there was something to say for Harrison and Starr as well. So I mean, trying to put all that into now, like the Beatles bio story would definitely need to be a series.
Yeah, that would help.
Because think about the trouble they had just trying to make this.
Yeah, right.
But it would be, I mean, it'd be a good watch. I mean, I certainly don't think it's a bad idea, but I just feel like a lot of filmmakers would be like, I
Well,
can't devote my life to the Beatles that long right
well,
now.
dude, with that documentary ended up being 8 hours. He couldn't cram it into two,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and that
and I
was
mean,
just that one concert, just that one
because
little
you,
get together. Like,
because just with the movies and documentaries in the past few years, you know, each one of those filmmakers, they had to eat shit and breathe this artist for that long. Like, imagine someone like you're making the Elvis movie. So this dude who's making this film about Elvis had to devote his waking working hours to Elvis research. What do I keep? What do I toss? What do I,
yeah,
and then
Yeah.
you think about applying that to just John Lennon and Paul McCartney, and you're like,
yeah. The
gonna need a team.
Austin
Like,
Butler that played him spent 2 years watching footage, trying to get the sound, the look.
Yeah.
He had it down when he would talk. Man, he had a good.
Yeah.
oh, because this is definitely a new landmark type of film. Same with the others. This movie is going to be a linchpin for a lot of younger folks and generations.
Yeah,
This is where they're going to start their Elvis deep
yeah.
dive.
Well, you
Is
saw how
they
they
want?
updated all the songs.
Yeah.
If
Oh
you go
yeah,
listen to the soundtrack for this movie, like at the end when it's playing the song they go out on, then like it's in the ghetto. This dude
Yeah.
comes in, starts rapping, and then Eminem shows up. Like,
Yeah. Like, what the
like
fuck?
Eminem on an Elvis song.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. It was good. I really like Jersey Boys too, man.
yeah.
I ended up buying it on Blu-ray at the dollar store for like $5. I was just like, fuck it. Have you ever seen that one, Trav?
no.
It's I
I
liked it
had
a
no
lot.
idea what that band went through
Holy
until I
shit,
watched that
right?
movie. Like they were in
Yeah.
ties with like the mafia and
Yeah.
owing money and
It was we might have to do that on the pod sometime. It's been a long time since I've watched it. But yeah. You want to hit a little movie news real quick?
yeah.
All right, so original Hellraiser star Doug Bradley addresses new female Pinhead. There are some movie monsters that can be played by anyone, but there are some that are so iconic for allowing their own face to become the monster that fans have a hard time allowing the fictional character to live on beyond the original actor. Along with the combination of Robert Englund and Freddy Krueger, Hellraiser's Doug Bradley and Clive Barker's creation Pinhead is a character that has tried and failed to replace its leading man. Now Hellraiser is tackling that problem by casting Jamie Clayton in the role of the Cenobites leader. And while some fans have taken issue with this, Doug Bradley has addressed the new casting during an appearance at Silver Scream Con, as reported by Bloody Disgusting. This is what he had to say. It seemed like a female Pinhead was coming. It's an interesting piece of casting. I don't know Jamie. Of course, they've taken even a little bit of a wrinkle in that because Jamie is transgender. I'm not familiar with her recent work, but there was a science fiction series on Netflix several years ago called Sense 8, which I was quite a fan of. Jamie was in that, and I really, really like her performance in that. I really can't say more than that. I do like to point out that I did wear a skirt as Pinhead. It's an interesting casting decision. Well, that only goes so far. We say female Pinhead like we know what that means, and there are a million shades of femininity. I can't pronounce that word. Where exactly are they going to go with that? Everything about Hellraiser has always been transgressive. Everything always from start to finish. It's not a new idea in that sense, but I'm intrigued. I'm in the same position as the rest of you, I guess, to see where it goes. I was at Monster Palooza convention in Pasadena a couple months ago, and I met a guy who's playing the new Chatterer. He's like 6'9" and a beanpole. So like, so they're going in a lot of different directions. It's another interesting casting idea. Cenobites of all shapes and sizes. The thing that will make the movie work or not is none of that. It's the story. If the story is strong, the movie will work. That's why Hellraiser has succeeded, not because the Cenobites are gloriously fucked up, and so is Julia, which they all are. All of those elements are magnificent in the film, and Chris Young's score is one of the best ever written. All of that is true, but the story is what makes Hellraiser work. So we'll see what happens. So yeah, Jamie Clayton.
They've actually finished filming this,
Yeah.
and it drops October the 7th only on Hulu. Oh, yeah.
Of this year?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we got to put that in with that Halloween movie,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
I
For
mean, why
sure.
not? Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
man, I mean, what we just witnessed with the Prey movie,
Yeah,
I mean,
who knows?
who knows until it comes out? I mean, when he's like, I guess it makes sense. And it's like, what will make you say that, you know?
Yeah.
But they do have a teaser that there's no footage. It's just the name of the movie. It's
Yeah,
like a 15-second
right.
that they dropped August. But there should be a trailer around the corner
Yeah.
pretty soon for that, I would think.
I didn't expect it to come out that quickly because, like, they just
Just now
there
mentioned
was
it.
yeah, well, they
It's
said that they were
wrapped.
working on a Hellraiser movie, this, that, and the other. They were talking about doing a TV series, a continuation. Like, there's a bunch of shit that was going around there for like 2 or 3 weeks back to back. We had different new Hellraiser news, and then it all just kind of went away. And now we've got the final product. And like, are they going to rehash that original story? Are they like, you know,
Yeah.
I'm interested to see where this goes.
Drops in
But
about a month.
as our resident Hellraiser aficionado, Trav, what do you think about this news?
I think Bradley. I have to agree with Doug Bradley's quote. I think it's gonna always be down to the story. If it's well written, it doesn't matter who's playing the lead role, be it female, male, whatever. And so I hate it because Hellraiser is one of my favorite franchises, but it's also had some of the most lackluster sequels
Yeah,
ever given to a franchise.
yeah,
So I think trying anything at this point is better than what we have. So
right.
I'll definitely give it a go, but you know, if the story is shit, then I'm pretty sure everything else will follow suit.
Yeah. No, I get that. So I'm interested to see, man. I can't wait to check it out for real, though. You know?
Yeah, I'm just interested as to what the approach will be. Will it be a full on retelling, a
Yeah,
continuation? I'm just interested with how that will go.
yeah,
Like, will they basically retell the events of the Hellbound Heart? And if it's a show and it's ongoing, it would be very interesting if we found a way to merge it with the narrative of the Scarlet Gospels, where we get a little Harry D'Amore action going on, and maybe some Lord of Illusion references where we have him, you know, having to go to hell, figure out why Pinhead's trying to leave, and all that good shit.
yeah.
They may tack a show onto it, but that what's completed and dropping on the 7th is just a movie.
Oh,
Because when you go to IMDb, it's there's no series like
Yeah.
But I do remember them
But
saying that. I'm gonna go ahead and
but
add that to our list for October.
but if that's the case, then that's it just seems like we'll probably get a retelling of Hellbound Heart. But I mean, it doesn't matter what the roles are in that film in terms of man, woman, everything, because the story itself is just it's just a really fucked up love story.
Yeah. I'm interested in checking it out, man. I'm ready for it. I'm shreddy, you know?
Oh yeah. The only expectation that I'm holding to this is that I at least want the look of Pinhead to be that creepy, sterile, like that look that Bradley had. Like, of course, redesign it for Clayton and everything, and let her have her own approach. But one of the things that, despite that complemented the story, was the weird, unsettling, like the unnerving look that Pinhead had, where you had like pillars and chains of gore just hanging around everywhere, viscera all over the place. But Pinhead was just ultra clean. Even his pin marks in his head, like there wasn't. When one of the later films they approached the design and made it look kind of like blood had crusted up where he had bled a little bit, and it was kind of more gory centric.
Yeah.
And just the design of Pinhead as just this weird, clean demon
Yeah.
just
Clean
added to
demon.
just added a creep factor to those original 3
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah, I agree, man. I'm interested to see how it shakes out though. Like,
Yeah.
and since it's coming straight to Hulu, I mean, uh, it's like I'm glad Hulu's putting it out. I'm glad it's not going straight to Shutter. That's not shitting on Shutter by any stretch of the imagination, but it's like there if it feels like there's already.
Shutter doesn't have the marketing that a
Yeah.
property like that has,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 20th
So,
Century Fox that's doing the
yeah.
which makes me
release.
wonder though, since we are dealing with a classic form of slasher film, just how brutal some of these death scenes are going
It
to be,
is
just
rated
how
R.
or how masochistic they're going to be.
Yeah.
Um, if I'm even using the word correctly at this point, but like because I'm wondering if they're going to have it where if it's a female Pinhead, if they're going to take this weird dominatrix approach,
Ooh, yes. What?
which I feel like it's bound to have a moment there. But, are we gonna get the classic moment where he shows up when the box is solved and, chains from nowhere come out and grab you and just rip you to fucking shreds, and, will
Yeah.
we get all of those will we get, homages to Bradley's performance? Like, will we get the classic "No tears, please, it's a waste of good suffering," or
Yeah.
like, just all those things where especially the part where he makes the deal with the woman where he goes, "I will tear your soul apart,"
Yeah. Yeah.
and just all those lines, like, I wouldn't like, they're obviously gonna, like, fit it for her, but how are they gonna do it? Kinda like, hollering back to Prey, where they're chained to the post and we get the classic, "If it bleeds, we can kill it."
Yeah.
Like, how that's gonna be interesting to see what they choose to either do or not do or allude to.
Yeah. Well, definitely be checking that out and dropping that whenever it's available. You know what I'm saying? Next up here, there's some weird shit with WB and everybody's perception of what's happening over at Warner Brothers. But I'm gonna dive into this for a second, and then we'll tackle that. The Snyder Cut should never have happened. Warner Brothers insiders say. After much speculation, rumor theory, and major online campaign, the Snyder Cut, director Zack Snyder's version of Justice League, was finally released in March last year, and many at Warner Brothers reportedly think this was a big mistake. According to a report by Variety, it was thought that giving Snyder fans the Snyder Cut would satisfy fans and assuage the constant online campaigning. Instead, it seems the opposite has happened, with this section of the fan base becoming more entrenched. Privately, studio insiders have lamented that Zack Snyder's Justice League never should have happened rather than quit the qu- rather than quit the unceasing online campaigning to release the Snyder Cut. The 4-hour HBO Max feature only further entrenched the vocal and extremely online Snyderverse fan base in opposition to the leadership at the studio in general and at DC in particular. The story of the Snyder Cut is already well known, but here it is again. Following a huge fan led hashtag release the Snyder Cut campaign, they called for the studio to release the Snyder Cut. Warner Brother Pictures relented, putting another 70 million into Snyder's vision. While it was initially seen as a big win for fans, further details have cast a different light on things. A recent report has claimed that the social media campaign was heavily bolstered by bots, concluding that at least 13% of the accounts used to discuss the release of the Snyder Cut were fake. While the Snyder Cut was much better received than what landed in theaters in 2017, it ultimately remains a deeply flawed movie, and at present, there are no further plans for more from the Snyderverse, despite Snyder fans continuing and widening their campaign on social media. Artist, writer, publisher, and DC executive Jim Lee has since stated that there are no plans in place to continue the Snyderverse. I work on the projects in development, so I think Zack Snyder's Justice League was Zack's vision realized, and it was a really satisfying story told. But there's no plans for additional work on that material, Lee said in July. Of course, this is unlikely to stop Snyder fans from hoping that Snyder will be brought back to complete what he started. Snyder has previously revealed what he had in mind for further Justice League adventures, which would have ended with Superman and Lois's son becoming the new Batman before relaunching the franchise with a Flashpoint style reboot after 4 or 5 movies. Directed by Snyder, the Snyder Cut, blah, 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 we know. It's available on HBO Max as well, purchase on 4K. So, here's the thing, okay? I wish that they had the statistics on here of how many people were actually doing the online campaign hashtag release the Snyder Cut because wasn't Justice League at the time the most watched thing on HBO Max to date?
Yeah.
I mean,
You can't
here's
bot that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So, yeah, it may have came out that bots were involved, and here's the thing, whenever you get a group of, highly dedicated people
Yeah.
together, they're
Nerds.
gonna go through any
Yeah.
through any extreme possible to make something like this happen. It's happened in campaign elections, why wouldn't it happen for the fucking Snyderverse movie? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. So, first of all, if you're gonna criticize the use of bots for anything, you have to criticize the use of bots for everything. That includes your oh so precious president as well. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
anyway, I digress. People people are getting on Zaslav's dick big time. They're giving him shit because he got rid of the Batgirl or Batwoman, whatever it is that scrapped that. They put it on the shelf. He's canceled endless amount of projects that were in development over there, and people are giving him shit, right? People are giving him shit because he's a businessman first and foremost, and his the reason that he is there is to make the studio get out of the debt that they created and put themselves into, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sorry that whoever was cast as fucking Batgirl doesn't get her fucking Batman movie released. But if it sucks, it sucks.
Yeah.
If it's shit, it's shit. It is what it is. If they don't feel like anybody is going to come out and actually watch this movie or even have a decent return on streaming, when you sit down and watch it and you're like, this isn't even going to do good on streaming, there's something fucking wrong with that movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Man, something that's probably making them angry too is that by the Snyder cut coming out and people liking it so much more, like it proved that they were wrong
yes,
with the
exactly.
original release. They were wrong.
Yeah. Well, it's proved that they were wrong almost to the point where the Zaslav dude has floated the idea of bringing Cavill, Affleck, everybody back to finish the Snyderverse stuff because we've talked about that in the past and we haven't dived too deep into it recently, but like he's even come out and publicly said like, look, it might not be a bad idea to bring Snyder back in here. Let him finish his movies because it's guaranteed money, right?
Hmm.
People are going to like people like the Justice League movie. Even people that were like, Snyder fucked up Batman and fucked up Superman were still like, yeah, it was a 4-hour long fucking trudge. But at the end of the day, like the stuff in it was really good. Like it was really, really good, especially compared to what it was before. Why would he not bring that back? If it's going to
Yeah.
be guaranteed money, you've got people that are already signed up to do the stuff that are there waiting for the phone calls to happen. Why would you not do that? It's a smart business plan. So I mean, it blows my mind the amount of hate that Zack Snyder gets. First of all, I mean, if you there's certain directors that I don't enjoy. Fucking Woody Allen.
Yeah. But
I don't like
man, a
watch.
lot of people like him.
Yeah, exactly.
I
And you
don't
know
get
what
it.
yeah, but you know what I don't do? I don't bitch about it, and I don't watch his fucking movies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't. Like, I'm not interested in what he has to say, not interested in the stories that he's trying to tell. So I don't let it live rent free in my head.
Hmm.
But these people raise so much hell about fucking Zack Snyder and how bad he fucked up in quotes their beloved fucking characters when like how many fucking Spider-Man have we got in the last fucking 20 years? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
How many Batman have we had in the last fucking 20 years? How many have we
X-Men.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So like, god damn, dude. Just because you're not happy with how this one specific little thing turned out for you doesn't mean that there wasn't somebody out there that didn't enjoy it. There's a ton of people that love Woody Allen movies. Don't know why, and I don't give a fuck why they enjoy them. I don't watch them, you know? So
Hmm.
like it is what it is. At the end of the day, it is what it is. It's just like don't be mad because people botted it up because it happens in every online campaign, whether it be about a movie or a political campaign. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, over half of Twitter is bots.
Exactly. Right.
So,
Exactly. So don't be upset about that. Of course, something like this would happen. You know, you can't gauge public response based off of what they say on social media. You just can't. So it
And
is what it is.
as much as I would love for more of the Snyderverse to be expanded on, I mean, I'd absolutely, be right in line, ready to buy a ticket. I think that getting what we got out of the Snyder Cut, regardless if it was a baseball slide to home plate, we got a full run.
yeah.
Um, I think trying to go back now and try to finish it, I think I feel like it would just become more convoluted. It will become more because it just seems like there's two production teams at Warner Brothers right now with DC. They're the
Yeah.
people that are writing these movies that are still like, we're gonna take the groundwork that Snyder laid and ground our story in that.
Yeah.
And then you have this whole other movement of we're gonna do our own individual stories. We're gonna, keep them, centric to themselves, like Joker, like the Batman, like Suicide Squad,
Yeah.
all that stuff, and trying to just like shove all those solo projects to the side and do the Snyder verse and everything. I just feel like just let the story be done. Anyone with at least one brain cell can put two and two together as to what happens at the end of the Snyder cut. And it ends in a way that all good movies that have rewatchability should have. The
Yeah.
story's told, and there's just enough little bit of nuggets afterward to let you know that the world is alive and it's going to keep going.
Yeah.
But the team's assembled, the main threat's gone. There will obviously be more threats, but the Justice League's there to handle it. Pretty nice little bow on the package, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. We'll see how this shakes out. It's just it blows my fucking mind how people are so upset when they bitch because something's released and they don't like it. But then they're gonna turn around and bitch because something was caught that was obviously bad, but they're gonna bitch because it didn't get released.
And I think you're right in that, and I think I know that it shouldn't need to be explained, but I feel like for the sake of clarity, it's one thing to have an opinion and go, "Man, I don't like that. Why do I not like it?" You state your personal reasons and move on. But then there's that other level of outcry towards a film that's just that goes up with what you're saying. Like, if you don't like it, don't watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's made by a filmmaker that has yet to make a fucking movie you enjoy, why are you going to the
Yeah.
theater to
Why are you
watch
still
it?
watching?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
on you at that point.
If
I
if
mean,
Woody Allen was gonna make the next Spider-Man movie, guess what I probably won't be watching? I don't wanna see Spider-Man sit and talk for 2.5 hours.
Well, yeah,
Sorry.
because like when you think about Zack Snyder, like even when it got announced that he was doing Justice League,
Yeah.
right off the bat, people were like, "Oh, it's the guy that did Sucker Punch. It's the guy that did 300. What the fuck?" It's
Yeah.
like, well, all right, well, you know what you're in store for.
Exactly.
Like, you
It
know his film style, you know the gritty, you know his approach to filmmaking.
I
That was
mean,
enough to be like, I'm not gonna, but yet people still in droves just went and watched it just so that they could shit
bitch.
on it.
yeah, bitch, exactly. And, like, 300 was great. I thought
300,
Suck
dude, was a
yeah,
huge
Well,
movie.
yeah,
but I would say that's a hallmark of a good film. If you can go watch a movie and it pisses you off to an extent, that's not necessarily the filmmaker's fault. It's your fault for assuming that the filmmaker was going to cater to what you thought was the right way.
yeah.
So
I don't get the Sucker Punch hate
I don't
either.
either. I
I
really
loved
don't.
it. I thought it was fucking incredible, but
I think
whatever.
you can look at it in different perspectives, but they're all still positive in my opinion. You
Yeah,
know, with regardless of the story's theme and everything, which was fine with me. I thought it was a great way to go into these fantasy settings, and it was this girl that was going to her happy place because she's in a fucking institution, dude.
yeah. She
But
dealing with some shit.
you could look at it that way, but then you can also see Sucker Punch as this big test reel for all of his visual effects approaches,
Yeah,
like all the applications, everything from the way she would kneel and like do her little power up. Hell, that's the way that went on to be the way he made Superman
Yeah.
get ready to fly.
yeah,
Like, and then you see all those different fight sequences that goes down. I just see it as just like it was a way of him to tell a good story, but be able to kind of play with his toolbox,
yeah, right.
see what he could do, see what he could figure out, how he could approach it and everything. Because whether you like filmmakers like Snyder, Michael Bay, any of the really action oriented style filmmakers, they have a distinctive style. You know when you're watching a Michael Bay film, you know when you're watching a Snyder film, you know when you're watching Spielberg. They all have their thumbprint on it. And rounding back to our original point is that the hate that a lot of the filmmakers get, it's what like it's I know it's splitting hairs, but it's one thing to grossly fuck up something. It's another to just not like their interpretation of it.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Because the gripe about Superman and Batman, I felt was unnecessary all of the hallmarks of those respective heroes were represented in those films. Maybe not in precisely the way you thought you were gonna get it,
Yeah.
because that was one of the things that they explained, that was brought up in Man of Steel, was that one of the big complaints is they were like, "Well, we realized with Man of Steel that people didn't like a deconstructed Superman story."
Yeah.
But I thought that was a perfect approach because it hadn't been done before, and if I'm not mistaken, most of the shit that Superman gets hate for as a character is the upbeat, "Ha ha ha,
Yeah.
let me step in," the classic action comic style dialogue that he had.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like it's like it's like instead of shitting in one hand and wishing in the other, they're both just shitting in both of their hands and just going, "Huh, look what I'm doing, y'all."
Smearing
Like,
it on everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
smearing it on the walls,
Yeah.
forgetting it's shit and eating it like it's fudge, like, it's fucking mindless stuff, man.
Yeah. But, we'll see what Zaslav decides to do.
I would
And
really this next article coming up, I've been interested in something like in this for a minute, and it's cool that there's still people hopeful about it.
yeah. So District 9 star Charlito Copley cannot stop discussing the arrival of the long awaited sequel District 10 lately, with the actor offering another update and rapping director Neil Blomkamp on the knuckles while he does it. In an interview with Radio Times, Copley once again heavily suggests that District 10 will finally happen before adding that it could take a little while for the timing to be absolutely right. Neil's got to stop lying to the public because it's creating havoc. It's like if you say you're going to do it, dude, just do it because now sitting trying to. It was just there. There was timing. There was a timing thing with what was going on socio-politically that he was concerned about. He just wants to sort of time it right. So it looks like it's going to be another 2 years, but what's another 2 years since it's been like what, 12? So hopefully we're shooting in like 2 years time. Let's see. It sounds like he's so sick of people asking him this
Yeah.
shit. He's like, he's got to fucking stop lying, while fans of District 9 have now waited over a decade for the follow up, something that Copley acknowledges he is right in saying, what's another 2 years, so long as the wait for District 10 is worth it, of course. Copley puts the long wait down to timing, stating that what was going on socio-politically in the real world forced Blomkamp put his plans on hold. Blomkamp himself has discussed the timing pressure of this real world reflection within District 10, saying previously that it is a particular matter in American history that inspired the filmmaker to finally start on development on the sequel. The script continues to be written. It's looking good. It took a decade to figure out to come up with a reason why to make that film as opposed to just make a sequel, the filmmaker said in July last year. There was a topic in American history that the second I realized that fit into the world of District 9, it felt like an awesome way to do a sequel. So yeah, it continues to be developed and it's getting a lot closer. What's
Well,
this topic is remains a mystery.
I mean, I just want to find out, like, did he retain all of his humanity? Does he come back?
I mean, what could be the thing that happened in America in 2019, 2020 that was a big
A
deal.
pandemic.
Well, what about before that though? Like with the American people
Yeah.
and
Uprise, civil unrest.
I mean,
That
wasn't
part.
that kind of what the original District 9 kind of was go anyway?
Yeah. Don't want it to hit it too close to home.
Yeah,
You want people to
literally.
forget while they're watching it.
Yeah, right. So, but
I'm
yeah, man.
excited. I'll wait another 2
Yeah.
years.
Yeah,
I mean, waited this
absolutely.
long.
Yeah, for sure, right? So, all right, Kevin Smith, man. Ever since he put his podcast where you had to pay for him, I haven't listened to him. So I'm not in the know of what he's got going on. But anyway, Justin Long has revealed that Smith is gathering the troops for the sequel to his bizarre 2014 body horror flick Tusk. Speaking with Slash Film, Long says that Smith is gearing up to take us back to the walrus obsessed world of Tusk, with the filmmaker putting together the pieces for a follow up. You'll be happy to hear Smith just announced. I mean, I guess they're talking about it. They're doing Tusk 2. I think he texted us all the other day, Haley and Genesis, and he told us that he wanted to do it, and I thought it was a joke. And then I realized he was being serious. And then one of the other interviewers said, "Yeah, he said the same to me." Tusk follows. We know what Tusk is. It ends tragically with Wallace encased in a walrus costume and living in a wildlife sanctuary. Though the movie does leave us with the suggestion that his humanity has not been completely eroded by his experience. Still, considering the critical response to Tusk, many will be asking why Kevin Smith wants to return for a sequel. Tusk remains a particular oddity among director Kevin Smith's filmography, but the filmmaker has been thinking of delving back into the world once again for a while now. Back in August of 2020, Smith revealed that he had already had Tusk 2 on his mind. I'm shocked we got away with Tusk, but I'll be honest with you. I do have a story for Tusk 2, Smith said. The great Michael Parks, who played Howard Howe, the man who turns Wallace into a walrus, sadly passed away a couple years ago. But in the ending of Tusk, if I wanted to be a commercial filmmaker, which apparently I've never wanted to be, I would have just ended the film when De La Pointe comes in and raises his shotgun, and you'd hear the walrus scream, and that would be the end. Smith even went on to reveal what he has planned for the horror sequel, stating that it could involve Justin Long's character becoming the villain this time around. There's a version of Tusk 2 that you do where you cut to the present and somebody else gets sucked into the spider's web. The filmmaker began. The house, you hear stories, and when you come to the house, the new Howard Howe is Wallace, who has gotten out of the walrus trappings and stuff, and he and is obviously disturbed by his whole ordeal and is now doing it to others. So there's a way to do Tusk 2 where Justin becomes Michael Park's character. So yeah, that's possible. Tusk 2 is possible. What the fuck is happening with Moose Jaws?
Yeah, I'd rather see
Like,
that than this,
yeah,
to be honest.
exactly. Yeah. I mean, I like Tusk. I went to the
Sure.
theaters and watched Tusk. You know?
That's a small crowd there to
Yeah.
be a
Well,
part
dude,
of.
to be surprisingly, there was a lot of because it was just on one theater, like on one screen, and it only played on certain days at one time.
Yeah,
So, like, I had to find the window. I think I ended up leaving my house on a Thursday afternoon, driving to Chattanooga
another
and watching
state.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
because it was the only
So
place
that
playing it, like,
yeah, and they were only playing it at, like, 8 o'clock on Thursday night, and that was the only time it was being shown. And there was a shitload of people in there watching it, you know?
yeah.
But yeah, where the fuck is, Moose Jaws, man?
Well,
That's
I
my
just
question.
picture it's like, okay, Justin Long, he's the character now. So as a walrus, he's the character?
Yeah,
I
exactly,
don't
right? Yeah, I don't know.
is that can he speak?
He cut
I
his
you know,
tongue out, right? I don't
that's what I'm
remember.
saying. Like, I guess you could
Yeah,
do it, but I
right.
mean, I'm sure I'd watch it,
Oh, yeah, for sure,
but
right.
I
I
mean,
mean,
he could pull, a Hitchcock where he's just silent the whole film, and he's more of like a, you know,
yeah.
more of a Phantom style
But
antagonist than
Moose Jaws
Yeah,
would be like Jaws, but Jay and Bob showing up and trying to help this town get rid of this killer moose
yeah, and
that's on the
Harley
loose.
from Epic Mealtime, yeah. Yeah,
Like,
right.
that sounds great.
Yeah.
But do you think though that with movies like Tusk, with Jay and Silent Bob reboot, Red State, all of that, do you think that the more projects that keep coming and getting in the way, do you think that closes the window of that film getting made?
Uh,
Because with the
no.
because with the type of criticisms that Tusk has it garnered, and it being one of the initial movies to kind of up there with Red State to kind of start this branching off point from the Viewisk universe, you know,
Yeah.
how will the more elaborate and ridiculous the idea, is it going to get harder for people to want to give a shit about being like, oh, Moose Jaws, what the fuck? Like,
Well,
you want us to help you fund this?
but I mean, like he did Red State, which was a departure, really good, but it was very much a departure. Then he did Tusk, which was weird. Like just it was a weird movie. It was a good movie, but it was weird. Then Yoga Hosers come out, and he got so much shit for that. And it's like he got a pretty decent amount of shit for Tusk
Oh
because of
yeah,
the
for the longest
oddity of
time,
it.
he was the guy that made the fucking Walrus movie. That's
Yeah,
Yeah.
how he
but then,
referred
but
to himself.
yeah, and I guess I'm meaning is that because of those decisions, with each one that keeps getting made, does that fuck up the possibility of them green lighting a movie like Prince Charles? Like, should that, if he was wanting to make that and that movie be as ridiculous as it fucking sounds, shouldn't he have tried to throw that one out first to get the funding?
Well, I think because he was writing Moose Jaws, and then the idea of bringing Jay and Bob in as cameo was there, but who has the rights to Jay and Silent
He
Bob?
owns it. They own their characters.
Okay,
Yep,
so
that
and
was
at
an
that at
agreement made when they cut the first contract that he owns Jay and Bob.
okay. So it's not a issue of, like, Universal owning the rights or anything.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And maybe, like, he always said that Bob was gonna die in Moose Jaw.
Mhm.
So maybe he
Can't do
doesn't
that
wanna
before
do it.
Clerks, yeah.
Exactly. Maybe he doesn't wanna do Moose Jaws until he finishes doing all these other View Askew universe films, and then they'll go out and Moose Jaws, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know.
He's all over the place.
Yeah, nobody knows, and
Gonna be an
I haven't listened
NFT.
to him. Yeah. Like, Kilroy's been released, but there's no fucking way to watch it because it was released as an NFT. A movie.
Yeah, I'm sure that made a bunch of money.
Kilroy was here. Let's see. How much money? Let me look this.
Would you have to watch the movie in the metaverse?
I don't know how that works because the person, because it was like an anthology thing. So maybe they cut it up into like sections and sold the
Oh,
sections.
yeah, remember we read that article, they're all different.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't find anything. NFT. I don't know. I
Gonna
have to
be
do some
it's gonna be
digging.
one of those movies that, like, decades from now when they release the Master Kevin Smith collection, that's gonna
It'll
be
be in there.
it'll be the one to get you to buy it.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
never before seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. But last up here, Ezra Miller met with Warner Brothers leadership to discuss the fate of The
Hmm,
Flash. So
Movie
Miller,
name.
yeah, Miller has remained in the headlines throughout their eventful summer, and they are returning to the spotlight once again. According to the reports from Hollywood Reporter, Miller and their agent Scott Metzger met with Warner Brothers film chairs Michael DeLuca and Pam Abdi to discuss how The Flash stays on track for its June 23rd, 2023 release date. Not only was the release date examined, but DeLuca and Abdi received a formal apology from Miller as they reaffirmed their commitment to the Flash and the overall DCEU franchise and took the blame for the bad publicity brought to the film and Warner Brothers. Wednesday was a big day on the production lot for Warner Brothers as funeral screenings for Batgirl took place before the tapes were either locked away in a vault or destroyed forever. In addition,
A
several
funeral screening. That's so
yeah,
funny.
In addition, several DCEU films, including Shazam, Fury of the Gods, and Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, received significant delays. Shazam is moving from 2022 release date to March 2023, and Aquaman from March to December of next year. According to THR's sources, Miller received a wake up call when DeLuca and Abdi threatened to scrap The Flash, which has a $250 million budget. They claim the actor didn't mind the bad press they received over the past few months. However, they love playing their superhero character and wants to remain an integral part of the DCEU.
Meal ticket.
One source says they care about the Flash. It's one of their favorite characters to play. This was the first time DeLuca and Abdi had met with the Flash star. Um, and then it goes into like what all happened with the FBI and the KKK and all this other kind of stuff. Him, you know, doing grooming underage. But anyway, it goes into all that stuff. Um, I
Not a
mean,
good person.
if they scrap $250 million movie because this fuck can't keep his shit together, goddamn, you know what I mean? If they did it, I couldn't necessarily blame them for doing it. Of course, I would want them to release it because, like, everybody's saying that it's really, really good. Like, that.
Well, at this point, it has to come out just to keep on track with Warner Brothers' money-making plan that they've got right now. They're gonna have to recoup something back.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
think
exactly.
and I do think it's worth pointing out that The Flash was rocking a hefty 250 million, as opposed to Batgirl having only, like, what, like, it didn't even hit 100 million, it was, like, 60 or something.
Yeah, and it was gonna take 20 million in reshoots to actually make it a half-ass decent movie. So, you know,
Makes you wonder what decisions were made in the film.
exactly, right? Also, before we move on to trailers, can I mention something?
Mhm.
David Christopherson wrote this article 4 days ago, right? If you were gonna write an article about someone that wants to be referred to as they, them, you need to reinforce who you're talking about in the articles that you write by using last names as opposed to they met with them. Okay,
Yeah.
who the fuck met
Who you
with
talking
who?
about?
Exactly, because when you say that Miller met with DeLuca and Abdi, and they said, okay, they is plural, right? So you would think that they means DeLuca and Abdi in the traditional sense of the English language that has existed for years. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm. No,
If
we're changing
if you,
that too.
I
Words can
mean,
just be
look,
whatever they wanna be now.
if people want to be referred to as whatever, that's fine. I don't give a fuck. But in the context of writing something, if they them wants to be referred to as they them, refer to them as their fucking last name
Yeah.
in context of the situation when you're talking about multiple people in a situation.
Miller would help,
Yes, I'm sorry, but
and you won't
that
get
drives me
canceled.
yeah, exactly.
Well, it's
That
like they wanna
drives me
go
fucking
overboard
crazy.
with it.
Yes, yeah.
Always gotta
To prove
refer
a
to them
point.
as they.
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
They's on first. Who? What?
It's like yeah, exactly. I'm over here like, okay, these 2 people that Miller met with, no, they're talking about Miller and like, get it together, man. I mean, get it to fucking together. I couldn't imagine being an English teacher right now. Anyway, fuck.
Before we move on to trailers, I wanna throw this out there. Rob Zombie's, The Monsters drops
Mhm.
September the 27th. That is in
Ooh,
just enough time for that to be our first episode of Halloween on the
okay,
4th.
okay.
Would y'all kinda nominate that for the
Yeah, I'm down with that.
so
What do
we
you think,
have
Trey?
3 now. We've got that, Halloween. So it'll be we'll watch The Monsters first, then Hellraiser, and then Halloween, we'll have one more to come up with
Okay, okay.
between now and then. So I'm gonna
Hell
put
yeah,
that on the
dude.
list.
It's
I
all
mean, I
coming
wanna watch that.
together.
So
Yeah, right.
we'll start the month with Silly Goose Time.
Yeah.
So far, the buzz is I mean, we all saw the trailer. The buzz isn't good,
For the
but
monsters?
yeah. But,
Yeah.
we'll see, we'll see. I mean, what do you expect? You know?
Yeah.
We got a Shia LaBeouf trailer. So he's like, he did John Berthal's podcast. Yeah, he has gone from agnostic to Catholic.
Good for
He's
him.
a man of the cloth now, the faith.
Oh, is he gonna become a
Well,
priest?
this movie has something to do with that. I don't know, but he's joined AA. He's cleaned his act up. He's quit drinking.
Yeah.
If you guys remember, it was causing him some problems.
Yeah, but he
So good
made
for
Peanut Butter
him.
Falcon,
Yeah,
so I'm just saying.
but
But anyway,
yeah.
I'm ready. Padre Pio?
You think it'd be a foreign?
Yeah, it sounds a foreign.
All right.
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, play.
It looks a foreign.
Definitely low budget.
Yeah.
So this guy directed the original Bad Lieutenant.
Got Willem Dafoe in it. This is based on a true story, by the way. Bless the weapons.
In a movie about the greatest pizza ever made.
We got a trailer about that. Did you
This
see
is
that?
Old
That's
World
funny you say that.
pepperoni.
There really is a trailer about pizza.
Oh, I didn't.
Dude, you'll
That's
see when
that
we
is
get to it. It's so dramatic.
okay. That's fun.
That's kind of cool that the guy directed Bad Lieutenant, guys. That's where it all started.
We might have to throw that in just for the for continuity's sake. You know? You know what I'm saying? We gotta keep it canon up in here, you know? Oh, yeah.
We got
The
two Son
sun.
trailers. We got The Son and My Son.
Okay.
I wasn't going to put that second one. When we had The Son, I was like, I might as well throw My Son on.
Yeah, why not? Let's fucking see what Hugh's up to.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. Okay. Oh, shit.
Hmm.
Oh, I mean,
I would say.
what's going on?
I don't know. Maybe he's possessed. Who the fuck knows these days?
Oh, Here we have a
My
trailer.
Son Hunter?
My Son Hunter. So these two people that do a podcast, it's actually on this page here. I think they're the ones that put this together. There's no IMDb about it. It's got
Not as
chick.
independent as it can get.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. The main guy was from like Dallas or something. That plays Joe Biden, of course. I mean, why wouldn't this be a movie?
So this is.
And it's got chick from.
So
That
what
got
is this
canceled
about?
from oh, what's that? What's the show with Baby Yoda, The Mandalorian?
Oh yeah, Gina
She's
Carano.
in it. Oh,
Okay. She said she was working on something.
yeah,
So so is this supposed to be Biden laptop movie or something?
it's just like it's just following Hunter,
Okay.
and it's like the trailer for oh shit, Johnny Depp, Hunter S. Thompson. I'm blanking.
Fear and Loathing?
Yeah,
I'm
Twill.
gonna dot.
Let's check it out.
Yeah, I'm
Might be a
ready.
good movie, dude. Whenever he says, "You're a Biden, act like it," I'm like, he is. 3, 2, 1, play. Did he say erection?
I think so.
Is that chick from The Boys?
Not if she wants to be on the next season of The Boys. Nah, that ain't her.
I mean, I kind of want to check it out.
You know what's interesting, man, is like normally you see all these movies like the Cheney movie,
Yeah,
the Bush movie. You never see movies on the other side. You know
that's
what I'm
weird,
saying?
right?
It is weird.
Yeah.
Doesn't look too low budget.
No, looks passable.
The My Pillow
I'm
guy probably funded it.
Yeah. Holy shit. I'm ready for this Weird Al.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, this drops November the 4th, so we'll be watching this in November, guys, right?
Yeah, boy.
I'll add it to the list.
I'm shreddy.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. This is the first time hearing him talk.
I love that it's him. Like, it's actually wearing out. That's funny, dude.
No shot. Did he bang Madonna?
I don't know.
I mean, I had no idea there was so much drama.
I know, right?
Like, I can't wait to watch that.
Yeah, it looks crazy, dude. In a good way, you know. Pinocchio, is
This the
this
Disney
isn't
one
this isn't Del
with Tom
Toro's?
Hanks.
Oh.
And he has the same voice as he did. He does, dude.
And I made the little puppet. Okay, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, play. A big budget. I'm sure we all grew up watching the animated
Yeah.
Pinocchio, huh? Look at him.
They filmed this in Australia too?
Yeah, he gets excited with little boys. He fucking looks like him.
Yeah.
Y'all remember in Pinocchio, they were rounding the little boys up, taking them to an island?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Look, Asia puppy.
Itney. Mm.
He's like, Geppetto's like, stand behind me, Pinocchio. Lie to me, boy.
Oh,
Life.
oh, Geppetto.
I saw a thing about that a while back where they were like breaking down old movies. They're like, stuff is just right in front of you. And it's like, remember Pinocchio where they're just rounding up all the little boys and taking them to an island? I was like, yeah,
Uh,
to an island.
Yeah. On the nose, huh?
A little bit.
What is
I
Slumberland?
think
We
this
got
is based on there's some kind of old cartoon.
where it's where the ambient addicts go.
Zanny Island.
Uh,
It's based off of
Zanny
something. I looked at earlier, but it's got Jason Momoa in it. Got that from Chris D'Elia. He's like, I take a little trip to Zanny Island from time to time.
I haven't been there in a minute, dude. Let's see what this is about. That's so
Hey,
fucking
here's what it
funny.
kind of reminded me of. It's not connected because I looked it up. It is connected to some cartoon, but it reminded me of that movie where they were going under the bed. The dude kind of like a
yeah,
demon.
Yeah.
You'll see
yeah.
why because he's got like horns. And all right, here we go. 3, 2,
I think
1, play.
I think it was called "Don't Look Under the Bed." There's a Kill Switch Engage song playing in that thing.
Little Monsters. That movie. Wait till you see Momoa though.
I kind of want to watch Superman take off instead of this shit with this music.
Check him out.
I'm the spirit of jazz.
Surprise, mother liquor.
Inception for kids.
Well, he's gonna kind of step out of the box.
So he's the Netflix
He's
Sandman.
hit
Oh
several
wait,
licks with the box, so
what?
Momoa got a lick with the box.
Like with a box? White
Another
noise.
Got
Netflix
Adam
movie
Driver
here.
in
Oh
it.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play.
Oh God. It looks like Nick Cage. Is this Close Encounters?
Based on a book. I'm definitely interested in what's going on here.
Yeah.
Have to peep that.
Yeah, that looks interesting.
I might look into the book a little more and see
Yeah.
what's going on
See
there.
what it smell like. Empire of Light.
This is the dude that did 1917. I
Okay.
think Sam Mendes. Yeah. Like, well, this came out of nowhere.
Yeah, right.
So you already know.
Yeah.
Big budget.
Let's see.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play.
Go ahead and call.
A filmmaker making movies about film. Knock, knock, knock.
That movie's gonna make or win so many schmeckles.
Trent Reznor. Music by Trent Reznor?
Yeah, and Atticus Ross.
Wow.
I mean, honestly, it did look. It was like a really good drama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna win all the awards.
Does look, it smells so fucking pretty.
Man, it's gonna win all the Razzies.
Now this
My-
movie,
Is this another fucking possession movie?
yeah, it's
It's
like
a
a comedy
weird,
though.
weird
But
Pornhub
the
channel.
reason I dropped this in here, it's like it's real Stranger Things.
Oh, okay. All right.
Real Stranger Things. I was like, man, they just straight ripping off Stranger Things with the the year, you'll see.
Yeah.
Not the story, just
Well, I think it's safe to say that Stranger Things suffers from the question of, does something taste like chicken or does chicken taste like everything?
Hmm.
Anyway,
Yeah, I don't even know. I'm ready.
all right. 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, it's Amazon. But you'll see what I mean. It's got that heavy 80s.
fucking baseline.
I mean, look, dude, my cousin has a Pinto that looks exactly like that one. I think we're alone now. Oh, so here you got the music, right here. Stranger Things, that song. Here's where it kicks in.
Yank.
Yeah, yeah.
Now I'm different.
At least it's a comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, y'all see what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is look gross. Don't look terrible. The guy might
Eh.
save it.
Yeah, right.
$2 to donuts. It's demonic possession.
It's like, why would
Every
you
time.
know that? Yeah, yeah, right.
Okay.
Dollars to
To
donuts.
That's a good one.
Good night,
So
mommy.
this has a cast member from The Boys in it. Travis, the kid.
Yeah.
He's got a twin. As soon as this trailer, when I pulled it up to make sure, I was like, this is like a real movie,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's the kid. Oh, there's two of them. Weird. This kind of looks strange.
Shit, let's peep it, man.
All right. Good
All right.
night. Good night, mommy. All right. 3, 2, 1, play.
All you were asked to do was make some toast. Oh God. I ain't your mummy no more. I'm a mummy.
Okay. Okay.
Check this out.
The fuck?
No more wire hangers. All right.
Okay.
I see you out there, Prime.
Yeah. With your weirdness. Better not get too weird. A24 will show up.
Yeah. I am
Like,
interested to
we'd
know
like to
what's
buy your
going on there.
script.
Look great
Oh,
on a coffee table.
I think it's good old fashioned. Psycho killed the mom,
Pretending
wearing
to
her
be your.
skin.
All right. We got a little Guy Pearce movie.
I like Guy Pearce.
The sequel to The Time Machine, The Infernal Machine.
I'm ready.
Somebody even they put that in the comments. They like both have Guy
Yeah.
Pearce in them. You're very observant.
We're trying to figure out how to get out of hell. I have a machine
This
that
has
can do just
a
that.
Sutter Kane kind of vibe.
Ooh.
I'll see what I mean.
Afflicted
3, 2,
author.
1, play. I'm interested.
Oh, this is parallel to Rage by Stephen King. It's something like that's exactly what happened to Stephen King.
Either this is real or he's gone mad. Who said it? Don't look too bad, huh?
I kind of want to check it out for reals.
On digital September 23rd.
Hell yeah,
Oh,
dude.
it's a pizza movie.
Oh,
I'm
dude.
interested.
Just it's like some kind of documentary, but like about all these different people that dude, making pizza is art, according to this one
Yeah.
lady. She's like, it's art.
It is.
But what's funny about this, I watched it. I was like, what is this? I'm like, oh, it's a documentary. But like about halfway through the trailer, like all the pizza makers, it goes dark for them all. They're like, I had to come up with a new recipe. And I'm like, why is this so dramatic?
Yeah, right.
You'll see.
All right.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. Like at first, it's all happy. I fucking love pizza, dude. He's the cold train of pizza. Got the hippie putting flowers on it. I don't know about sweet potatoes on a pizza.
Yeah.
But there were dark days ahead of all of them.
Damn.
I'm sorry. I mean,
Yeah. You don't want to die. You got to stop making pizza. Look, they're all dealing with it. This dude's fucking skinning an animal. Like Netflix. It ain't that dramatic, bro. It's pizza. I could redeem myself and my pizza.
Mhm.
Pizza is delicious. The doctor told me, you don't want to die. You got to quit making pizza.
I said, Doc, how am
Yeah.
I supposed to live in peace without my pie?
Yeah. Oh. Johnny Knoxville.
He's in this?
Uh huh.
What?
I think this is a pretty good idea for a show. It's going to be a show on what you call it. I think it's a series.
Shit, let's
Pretty
do
sure.
it.
But yeah. Reboot. All right. 3, 2, 1, play. Yeah, it's a series. Mm. Hmm. Oh shit.
Whoa.
Yeah, looks pretty good. I
Wow.
like how they're making fun of themselves.
Yeah, right. So that's a real series?
Yeah.
Wow.
I see Knoxville in something. It's been a while.
I know. At least where he's not getting knocked out every 5 minutes.
Oh, he's
You
done.
know? Gotta
Look
be,
like he's like,
right?
the doctor told me if I didn't want to die, to make another Jackass movie. You know?
There goes my livelihood.
So I
So
turned to pizza.
next week, nope. Everybody on
Yes.
board with that?
Yes. I'm super
I have
excited.
seen terrible reviews of this movie
Yeah.
from most people. I don't know
Yeah.
anyone, my friends have watched it, and I've held out. I almost watched it a couple of times, but I was like, I'm gonna wait till closer. You know, I don't want to
Yeah.
watch it 2 weeks before.
Podlock, dude.
But I did see when we were looking at the uh, articles earlier that he's talking about a second one that it would explain more of
Okay.
mysteries that apparently people are like, what? Oh, whatever that
Well,
means. Nope.
yeah. Nope.
Next week.
And we're gonna do 2 episodes of
Yeah.
She-Hulk, right?
Cram those.
Yeah, boy.
I mean, the check's in the mail.